yes, my precious mill. And things in that line of talking.
Rilinid thinks like maybe like more people could be spared to help repair, and he's like, no, these people, no, doesn't want to mess with that. He's got a thing going here. He doesn't want to mess with that enterprise. Rilinid certainly is confident that he could take on this guy, hands down, without a doubt, but wouldn't want to cause him any sort of undue strife. So, step away from the mill.
All right.
Besides, it seems like he's carrying a grudge, perhaps against the prior administration about
Yes.
ineffective rule.
Might be, yes.
Maybe by abandoning the mill and maybe not caring about it, and food's kind of important, and Rilinid likes to think that the future regime will come to appreciate food.
Well, the work continues. When Rilinid turns away from the mill, he will hear a soft whistle behind him.
Oh boy, whistle, that means death. Head crane. And, Rilinid will come to a stop, looking in the direction of the whistle.
He sees from around a corner of the mill, behind some barrels, he sees a head poke out. The head belonging to Iverna.
This position seems familiar. As if she's done this poking head out at me thing before. I'm having a flashback.
She seems to like doing this.
Oh, okay. Well, Rilinid, perhaps caught off guard, but not surprising. Little spritey things, especially given how small they are. Even with his amazing eyesight, he does not put it past someone to sneak up on him. Little unnerving, but it's okay. He will actually walk rather quickly in the direction of that little peeping head, and in a sign of how magnanimous and how much this means, he will slide the stone mask up off of his face.
Oh goodness. She smiles, cautiously when she sees that he takes off the mask, and she looks around. Lord Rilinid, I did as you asked. The armory burned, and
Are you well?
She blinks. Yes, a minor cut only. She motions to her arm. She doesn't seem to be cut. Nothing serious, really.
Rilinid will frown, sort of like, this is genuine concern here. Not that, he's gonna get over the fact that he really likes to hurt dwarves and gnomes, but, her safety is paramount for future success of the family, and as such, all of the emotions he's channeling are 100% genuine here.
All right.
Genuine and heartfelt. He was concerned about her well-being.
She smiles. Yes, as I said, the armory, it burned. Did it help?
Absolutely, and I offer
And there's a hesitation here because he's unaccustomed.
an apology, Ivy. Had we known that the dwarves were here, we would have provided you more information, perhaps would have suggested a different route. I had not known that surface dwellers had snuck in while we had left Fastervolt unattended. It greatly endangered both you and this entire mission.
She looks around. I am quite. I can hide quite well, my lord. I am sorry. I would have liked to warn you that the dwarves here. They were here when I arrived, but
Please, there is no need for apology, and do not call me lord. It is quite all right. We could not have predicted in any way that dwarves had arrived, and considering how that pompous, greedy, sort of honor and justice bound band of do-gooders and promisers, and really they hound nothing more than greed, them in the city, it would have been rather hard for you to escape. I approve of taking any measures you need to ensure your survival.
she smiles. Thank you. She was about to say my lord, but stops herself and says, Rilinid. I saw you charge into the city with your family members. I took the liberty of taking care of the dwarf that held the other bridge. She smiles. You didn't see me coming.
Rilinid smiles.
I had noticed and assumed that was your handiwork. You are amazing with your skill. I knew you had great potential and capability in you if only you would pursue it.
He's got this if there's the dim light could shine off of his teeth.
Yes.
As he rakes his gloved hand through his hair.
Yes.
Pulling on the full Rilinid charm, man.
Oh wow, she's clearly almost blushing a bit, yep. and almost let's lose a small giggle, and she says, "Well, a blind dwarf can't really dodge very well."
Of course not. The surface dwellers do not handle the Azothir that well. Still, they prove themselves quite dangerous. I only wish I had the skills that you did, but I cannot operate alone given the rather clunky nature of my family. I find myself more at kin with the shadows myself. Perhaps that is what helps me identify with someone like you.
She seems surprised but happy. She looks around. Well, so what now, my lord? So she blushes again. I'm sorry. With the people, I mean.
He sighs.
Lord Gianni is dead, killed by one of the own dwellers of Fastervolt. With that, a rule will pass. These people are endangered by other surface dwellers. We will offer them the chance to do as they always did, craft and live in peace, and their trade will continue, and it won't be purposed for buying candy for a fat, lazy, and unintelligent lord, but instead created for a revolutionary kingdom that will sweep the entire Azothir on a grand adventure. One which you most certainly can be a part of, if but you choose.
She, her eyes brighten a bit. I would like that. I really would. She looks around. I haven't really been out much. Well, I said that before, didn't I? She sort of shuffles about a little bit.
I understand, thinking that you might be hunted by the damned dwarves. Although their sight may be dim down here, they are rather persistent.
She nods. Yes, I saw the fighting, and I saw you brave the stairs. I wished I could have joined you, but I was too far away, fighting on my own. She looks around. There was some resistance in this other part of the town square. She seems to drift away, almost. Her eyes glazing over. Maybe she's come to realize that she has actually killed a couple of her own kind. And she. Yes.
Rilinid cranes his head.
Yep.
If you need more time to contemplate these things, I understand such shifts in life can be unsettling and require thought. I, in fact, went on a bit of walk my own to sort of think over things. My family is not quite as insightful, and they can be rather stifling. I think you understand that those you would consider kin and those around you who you'd think would appreciate you are rather dull.
She nods. Yes, I fear they might view me as a traitor.
Rilinid says,
For some, they will see you as part of a sort of this heroic sweep of change, for Lord Gianni was a fool, and his death necessary to protect these people. Others will view you with hate, as they view me with hate, knowing this, that you are not alone either. Besides, you're going to be seeing the rest of the wondrous Azathir. You never have to come back here again.
She smiles a bit and mumbles to herself, "I'm not alone, am I?" She giggles a bit.
No, you're not. And in fact, Rilinid extends, his hand again, actually sort of like plucking off the leather glove, like made out of like cave auroch or whatever, towards her like lizard, and says,
"In fact, I would appreciate it if you stayed by my side. With your gifted eyes and nimble fingers, you can see what I cannot. You are most perceptive, Ivy, and I would love your company going forward in the future."
She smiles and said, I would like that. Yes, I will follow you, Rilinid. I will." She nods solemnly at this.
"Thank you."
Sort of the back of his head, he's like, "You're thinking no, she's necessary. This is important. No one else understands. No one else understands how you feel. She will understand. She'll get this whole loneliness stealth thing, okay? You can tell her things you can't tell the others."
Yep. Yes.
Yep.
It's a therapist gnome, as it were.
Yep. He can confide, things to her that he wouldn't tell other members of his family, and hope that this grand show and display of trust, and, it might be manipulative because, he's evil and he can't help it, just kind of a thing he does, and he's kind of fantasizing about hurting her, but, maybe she'll come to appreciate the hurt.
Whoa! Well, no,
As
long as she isn't alone.
That's right.
Oh, what horrid corruption can be thought up.
Close your eyes and enjoy the pain.
Profession torturer, man. I can just hand wave it all away.
Pleasure from pain.
That's right. Okay, so the whole sort of thing was like an invitation to the future, but he also being quite literal. He's not in any rush. Like I said, like I think he feels he doesn't want to run back to his family and just listen to Alauneari like, "Oh yes, quite. Become the new snob of Fastervold. Just explore
wood, don't you know?
Make sure, and he wants to present himself as the benevolent go-to guy, laying the foundation for centuries in the future, when he will become the master of everything. So, he can speak Gnomish, he's fluent, he's already revealed that he knows Gnomish now to everyone, just sort of like benevolent helping hand if like a family is struggling like to bury their loved ones, or they get into a tiff or something.
Yeah,
He'll actually extend and help out.
He's here to help. I mean,
That's right. His sort of belief in code structure and ideas necessitates the rise of his family above all else, and building goodwill with these people and making sure they don't want to rise against their new overlords is absolutely essential. And with his 18 intelligence, he knows that every little thing matters.
Yep. And while Alauneari certainly can be, foreboding and forbidding in her, grandeur.
That's right.
Rilinid is more like, you can talk to him.
That's right. You can tell him he understands you. Of course he's accented. He doesn't get the culture, but he tries to understand. He's going to go through the records, learn up on the history, just to make sure he can try to connect with these people. And, he was standing there in front of the battlements, crying out in Gnomish, pleading with the Lord, when the dwarves shot him, and still he let the bolt fly. He let it go. He tried to bring peace. But no one else
will not be forgotten, no doubt.
Right. 27 sessions from now, I'm going to kill the rest of my family with these. All right. That's enough FaceTime for me.
All right. Ivy will basically tell Rilinid that she will walk to town and gather her thoughts a bit, and perhaps they will meet up later. Hopefully.
That's great. That's great.
And she will disappear into town.
It's fine. Hopefully she is not ostracized or picked on too much. And even if she is, she can handle her own just fine, he feels.
All right. Back to the rest of the group, who has now, come out of the Hall of the Lord, and yes, doing what? You going to find the rest? Yes.
Yes, by first and foremost going to the center of town.
Okay.
And since Zyn's going to find us, we should hopefully run into him.
Yes, you do run in to Zyn around the stairs up to the Lord's Rise.
Hooray.
Wow.
It seems that an assassination attempt has been carried out.
Then looks at all of you.
The guards posted at the Hall of Lord had their throats cut. However, the noises that it did make alerted us.
I'm not surprised. Did you find any clues that might hint on who it was?
Just forward the scrap. One of the guards were clutching this. It sort of shows the torn piece of sort of drow cloth.
Would then recognize that fabric?
Well...
Perhaps the sergeant was wearing something similar.
Well, we can make an intelligence check.
That's...
Or wisdom. I can go with both.
Let's do wisdom. I would have done wisdom. Oh god. I'm not wise.
He does not remember if the sergeant was wearing something like this.
Zyn frowns.
Do any of us remember him wearing anything like that?
I'm not really... You don't really have suspicions of the sergeant, I think, or do you?
Not really. Alauneari thinks that it might be him, but it might be anyone else. I should find the sergeant and ask him if anyone in our group has wearing this.
Well, in my character's case, he'd just be thinking of people in the military in general, and, he's recognizable.
Zyn doesn't suspect, Zyn knows. Yes. So he thinks.
All right, you want to find the sergeant?
Yes.
Okay. He is easily found. He is, he's around the town square, keeping the curfew, basically.
Okay. Is he wearing anything like this?
Well, he's walking around. He has his armor on. He has a small cloak. It is black fabric, and it is a bit torn, certainly.
Alauneari will sort of step forward to look at the sergeant. Sergeant.
My lords, you honor me, all of you. He salutes.
I will have to inspect your clothing.
He starts as if to ask, but then salutes again. Of course, my lady. Please.
She'll look at the sort of look at his clothing.
All right. Stand still and lets her investigate. You can do a perception check.
Anything that can I just
The rest of us also do it.
Take 10 or something.
You could take 10. He's not really making it difficult. Poring over his clothing. It is certainly ripped and it is bloodstained. As far as you can say, though, it might as well come from the battle.
Does the piece of cloth we have, is it the same type of cloth?
It is quite similar to the cape he has.
Is there any place it would match up to?
Not really. It is
sizable piece that's been ripped out by someone, so it must be sort of in the edges.
Yes, his cloak is ripped and teared, but it seems to be mainly like sword slashes and arrows, like bolts that has pierced it.
Sure.
You don't really find any place where you would definitely say that here's the sort of the cloth pieces missing.
We cannot reassemble his cloak.
So him again does steps back and says, "Yes. Are the rest of our troops wearing similar clothes as you?"
If he looks over his clothing, yes, my lord, they are. I have split up the troops in smaller groups, and the group leaders all wear a cloak such as mine. To
Only
identify
the group leaders?
Yes, my lady.
are you doing anything very important right now?
He looks around. I was going to attend an errand for Lord Zyn, my lady.
Never mind that. Show me to the leaders of these groups. I wish to inspect them.
Have you, out of character, have you told him what has happened?
No.
Hmm.
That's not necessary.
He blinks. I see, my lady. Of course. It might take some time to find them. I have split them up doing different patrols over the city.
Do not worry, we will follow you.
As you say, then. And he, stalks off down the streets to basically find the different patrols.
Follow him.
Where? It takes a 10-minute walk until you come up on the first one. It is basically 5 drow soldiers and a group leader. They are in the southern part of the town square currently, and they seem to be, patrolling, keeping the peace, as it were.
Be asked to stand at attention and allow for me to inspect them. Actually, Zyn probably is better at spotting things, so maybe Zyn's good should do the inspection.
Sure.
What is Zyn's perception?
Plus all of it. Plus 7, I believe.
I think I'll help you inspection.
Let me just check. Plus 7, yeah.
Since I have plus 8, I'll also try and help inspection.
Yes. All right, you can do that. Alauneari will look onto it. She'll give you the cloth so you can sort of match it up to any torn areas.
Woo!
All right. Yes, you inspect the troops and the group leader specifically. You don't, on this group at least, you don't really find any place that the cloth would be taken from, so to speak. There isn't a fitting rent in the cloak for it to fit.
All right. I'll look at the sergeant as this is going on and sort of ask him in lowered voice, do you know what we're doing? Can you guess?
The sergeant looks around. I can speculate, my lady. It seems you are looking for someone, and someone that has left behind a piece of cloth, no doubt. So I am guessing that you are looking for some sort of criminal.
So that is indeed true. One among our ranks is trying to betray us. And we have this piece of cloth as evidence of his being. It seems that only the group leaders wear this cape, and so one of them is the concluded person.
What can
He looks troubled.
What can Sakari get from...
Sense most things, the sergeant.
20.
The sergeant to Sakari seems to be quite taken aback, and he seems to be worried and nervous.
It's him. It's him.
Do you have any idea of who this might be?
He seems to consider. I am not sure, I am sad to say. The group leaders I picked for the ability to lead the men and keep them in check. He seems. Have I failed you, my lady? I am deeply sorry if that is the case.
Just you can still mend whatever failure there might have been. You've done admirably in taking the town, however, this is not allowed. We cannot allow traitors to be in our ranks.
I agree completely, my lady. He looks around. I can, of course, call in all the patrols. And have them...
No, that should not be necessary. We will find them one by one.
Very well. Yes, you have finished with the inspection of this patrol.
Let's go on.
All right. You move on.
We basically keep doing that, I think.
All right.
We find what we're looking for.
Well, it takes a few hours of going around town finding all the patrols. But the fifth patrol you spot, not fifth, the seventh patrol you spot down the street, seem to be, when you approach, be one man short.
Is it the leader?
Yes.
How peculiar.
Alauneari, well, I will ask where their leader is.
The drow patrolman, clearly intimidated of having the matron in front of him, haws and hems and stammers and says that he is not sure. He said he would be right back. He had something to take care of, and they should resume patrol.
Alauneari will look to ToN and say, what is this man's name?
He grits his teeth. His name, my lady. Do you mean the one you're talking to, or the one who's disappeared?
The one who's disappeared.
All right. His name is Toril, my lady.
How long ago did he say how long ago did he leave?
The patrolman looks around. An hour, perhaps?
Slowly and says, good. Carry on.
They nod and quickly move away from the assembled lords.
She looks to ToN and says, it seems we have a potential.
Yes, it seems so.
Now, Sergeant, how would you handle such a situation?
He seems to think the town is not that small. If he is actually hiding somewhere, it would be difficult to find him. Perhaps some investigation among the men could yield some result if Toril has some sort of reputation for what if he has disappeared before and what he's doing during these absences. I would perhaps start there. The other option would be, of course, he looks around. Well, we can, of course, scour the town. Bring all the patrols to bear and find him. Then when we find him, put him to the question.
First and foremost, keep the exits of town very secure.
Yeah, he nods. Yes, I will increase the guards.
On secondary, we want everyone to search for this man.
Very well. I will order the men to scour the town then.
Yes. And now I think we shall go to the gallery of the guards to bring our Skizral friends out. They will be good bodyguards.
Very well. Do you wish me to accompany you, or should I attend to the search?
For now, accompany us there. When they follow us around, we should be safe. In addition, if we need to find our brother.
Yes. Some of my men spotted him going south to the mushroom fields.
That's looks, is there any sort of drow soldier around?
Sure, you can call some.
So you there, soldier?
Yes, yes. He seems to be dying of fright.
Move south to the mushroom fields. There you will find my brother. When you do, ask of him to move as swiftly as he can to the Hall of the Lord and tell him it is urgent.
The soldier salutes and rushes south through the mushroom fields.
Yeah, I suppose we'll make our way to the Hall of the Lord.